Most men wake up reacting to their world. A conscious warrior wakes up creating his world. Welcome to the Warrior Mind podcast. This is episode 736, and I'm Gregg Swanson. Today we're going to take a look at daily routines of a conscious warrior, how successful people structure their day. Before you check your phone, before the world hijacks your attention, your morning decides your identity. In today's Warrior Mind podcast, I'm revealing the exact daily routines that hardwire mental toughness, such as breathwork, cold exposure, and intention stacking. If you've ever wanted to reprogram your identity from the inside out, this episode will give you that blueprint. Stay tuned because at the end, you'll never look at your morning the same way again. So before we get into this, there's this concept of carpe diem, right? So seize the day, but you can't seize the day until you seize the morning. And recently, for the past 7-8 years, I've been working with executives on creating their ideal day. It's generally to help with reduced burnout, fatigue, and stress, but then it also provides a platform for high performance. And so the ideal day has a morning routine, a work routine, a PM routine, and a sleep routine. And when the morning routine is there to help you get focused, raise your energy, and set a good intention for the day, the rest of the day will follow. And so this is what a conscious warrior does. So what is a conscious warrior? It's a man who masters his body, his mind, his emotions, and spirit. He lives intentionally instead of reactively, meaning he decides how he wants to live, how he wants to address every single moment of the day instead of reacting to texts, emails, phone calls, people at the door. He uses daily routines as anchors for identity and discipline. And what I mean by identity is that when you say, I'm the type of person that works out early in the morning, that's an identity. And you create the time for that to happen. You create the routine for that to happen. If your identity is, I don't know who I am, then you may wake up at 4, you may wake up at 5, you may wake up at 7, but these daily routine anchors the identity and the discipline. And so why daily routines shape identity, right? It's neuroscience. Habits hardwire neural pathways. So neural pathways that fire together, wire together, and then that becomes who we are. I'm an athlete. I am a person who does this. I am a person who works out. I'm a person who is disciplined. And when we continue with these routines and these daily habits, it rewires in our brain going, disciplined person equals getting up early. Conscious warrior equals I'm aware of my emotions. So these all things are based in neuroscience. So every morning is a choice. It reinforces or weakens or strengthens you. So in your morning, if you decide, well, I'm going to roll back to sleep, that potentially could weaken you. I'm not saying that sleep isn't good, but if we want to have an identity of being that conscious warrior, the disciplined person, when we wake up, we have a choice. Matter of fact, we are making choices throughout the day, but the most important choices we make is the ones in the morning because that's going to be our identity. If we wake up and don't exercise our discipline, we won't exercise it throughout the day because how you do anything is a reflection of how you do everything. So if you wake up and be a slacker, most likely you're going to be a slacker for the rest of the day. You wake up and you're disciplined and you stick to your routines, most likely you're going to be disciplined throughout the day. Identity isn't found, it's forged daily, right? You don't go out and look for your identity under a rock or in a book or in a movie. Books and movies and things can help inspire us, but it doesn't create your identity. Your identity is forged every single day. Every day you're reforging your identity. Every day you can either you can forge it with discipline or forge it with softness. So What we want to look at is the warrior's core rituals. And this would be breath work. It resets the nervous system and shapes focus. There is many different types of breath work. I've gone through those in other podcasts, but we can do a inhale to a count of 6, exhale to a count of 4. That's 10 seconds. Do that 6 times. That's 1 minute. That's awesome. There's box breathing, 4 by 4 by 4. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. There are many different types of breathing, prana breathing. So whatever we decide to do, but the breath work first thing in the morning can get our chi flowing, can get our energy flowing. If we just wake up and sit and our energy is static in our lungs and in our dantian, our tummy, it's just not going to help us seize the morning. Cold exposure, right? This builds resilience and trains discomfort for tolerance. That can be either splashing cold water on your face in the beginning, taking a cold shower, taking a cold plunge, or doing cryotherapy. That happened to be my favorite, is cryotherapy, because the place I go to plays great music, and so you're in there dancing around and it's freezing minus 220 degrees and you come out of it. But it builds resilience. There's something about it with the nervous system that when you expose yourself to extreme cold and then come out of it, you've just built this unbelievable resilience. And then intention stacking, right? We want to align our thoughts with our emotions, with our actions. So our thoughts, what do we want to have accomplished today? How do we want to feel accomplishing that? And then we take actions that align with it. A lot of times we'll have thoughts, oh, I want to get this done. The emotion is, oh, I'm too frustrated. And then we don't take any actions. This can be equated back to the TFAR formula. Thoughts lead to feelings, lead to actions, lead to results. Or it could be thoughts lead to feelings, which lead to no actions, which lead to no results. And so then these extras can help reinforce this discipline of the conscious warrior, right? Journaling, visualization, gratitude, and mobility training, right? The more we move our body, the more it's going to create some emotional release, which will help us look further down the road. So how you begin your journey, right? So it starts with one ritual, not 10. And when I work with clients, I go, can you do 1 minute of a sun salutation? Can you do 1 minute of push-ups? So just 1 minute, but we want to do one thing. Perhaps the best way to start is drink some water and do 1 minute of intentional breathing. When you get that done after a week, add 1 minute of breathing, 1 minute of a sun salutation or push-ups. When you get that done, do 1 minute of breathing, physical movement, and journaling, right? But you add to them. You don't start with one. You don't start with 10, you start with one. Pair with an existing habit, such as if you already drink water when you wake up, great. So you wake up, bathroom, drink water. Oh, I drink water, that means I need to breathe. And you connect it with something you're doing positive already. Not, oh, I wake up and check my phone and then breathe. No, you want to start to build these positive habits to push out the unsupportive habits till later on in the morning or in the afternoon. But you want to pair it with something that you're already doing. And track your progress in a simple journal or calendar. Let's just say you want to do 1 minute of breathing. Well, then put an X in the calendar for every time you do it. And at the end of a month, look at the calendar, how many X's are there? And then you can continue that. You can do an X or stars or circles or some other things to track your progress. Preferably a journal works great because then you can write down your thoughts about what came up while you were breathing or doing your sun salutation or whatever it might be, right? And focus on consistency, not perfection, right? This is a practice, not a perfect. Just be consistent. And once a month, I would argue, is not consistent. I would say that if you have to, start off with 3 times a week and then move to 4 and 5, you don't have to, consistency doesn't need to be right away 7 days a week. You may want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do that for 2 weeks, and then go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and then and start adding to it. You don't have to hit 7 days a week. If you can, great. But whatever you decide, that's your minimum. You do that every single morning. You don't bargain with it. You don't neglect it. Whatever it is. So this is why I'm suggesting start off with a minute and maybe 3 days a week, because whatever your minimum is, you stick to it. So here's some benefits of the warrior's morning, right? It's mental toughness under pressure. You wake up and you have to discipline yourself, and that discipline creates that mental toughness, and mental toughness helps you create that discipline. And it's under pressure, right? The cold exposure and some of the other things that you're doing. If you're really engaged in some great physical activity, you're going to feel this. So you're going to develop this mental toughness, especially under pressure. You're going to get emotional resilience during chaos. These are things. So you get mental toughness. So what? So you're able to use it under pressure. You're going to develop emotional resilience. So what? You're going to be able to do it under chaos when things are not going well at work or in a relationship. You're going to have higher energy and focus for performance, because when you seize the morning, you seize the day. And you have a deeper alignment with your purpose. And as you start to include, physical practice, a mental, an emotional, and a spiritual practice, you're going to start to go deeper into your purpose. And that purpose is what's going to fuel all of your behaviors, all of your intentions. So here's some final thoughts, right? The way you start the day determines who you become, and the way you start the day, the morning, determines how you seize the day. And daily routines are not just about productivity; they are about your identity and seizing the day. They are the blueprint for mental toughness, resilience, and warrior level performance. The conscious warrior doesn't wait for life to shape him. He shapes his life. He shapes himself every morning through breath work, through cold, through intention. Start small, commit deeply, and watch your life transform. Step into your warrior morning today. Take a look at what we've gone over, pick one and start to do it. Begin with one ritual and start forging your identity as the conscious warrior of your own life. If you want to see the show notes on this podcast, please visit warriormindcoach.com. While you're over there, you can find some more useful information in the form of other podcasts and blog posts. While you're there, you can also request your power strategy call. Since you'll be on the internet, please follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, all under Warrior Mind Coach.